Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest monster truck diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCD.
Well, hello Monster Jam fans, and welcome back to another Monster Jam OCD Top 10 video. Today we are going to be breaking down my top 10 trucks for the Spin Master Monster Jam 2021 season, as well as a couple other special categories that I have not included in previous videos, but this time around I am going to do. But first we're going to start off with the classic top 10 of the singles packs for 2021, and at number 10, there's no way this is not on my list for this year. It is the Bulldozer, a truck that was requested so heavily by the community and was given to us by Spin Master this year, and I just think it looks so amazing with the airbrush detail, the front engine chassis, the white horns, and everything they put into this truck, the retro tires as well. And I think that most people will have this on their top 10 for nostalgic reasons, as well as the fact that it just looks really good on the Spin Master bull casting and how they executed this truck with the airbrush details and all of the different details they put into it. So definitely at number 10, and has to be mentioned in my top 10, is Bulldozer. So there's Bulldozer, number 10. And at number 9, many people might not include this on their top 10 list, but I am, just because I think we've been waiting for this truck ever since it was first announced, and this is the Camino. I love the fact that they added the extra bits that were part of the render, like the top cage and the front bumper, but it's also the fact that the orange color is really well done and matches the real life truck, as well as the casting itself. All of the details they added to this truck and the way they did this for this release just looks awesome. And I also love that they kept the monsterjam.com on the tailgate like the real truck has, and just the El Camino body itself looks really awesome on this truck. So here is Camino, my 9th pick for my top 10 list for 2021. And at number 8, we have Double Decker from the Reckless Trucks series. Reckless Trucks had 2 trucks this year, and Max D was also really cool, but I gotta say, this new 3D casting is unbeatable, in my opinion, from the 2 comparisons, Reckless Trucks Max D or Double Decker. And I really enjoyed Salvager last year as well. To have a second 3D custom concept casting for Reckless Trucks was definitely a big shocker, but very much appreciated by me, especially since I love details, and this thing is very detailed. I love that it's a semi-truck front with the junkyard stack forming the top of the truck with the extra bit of the sedan up here, also forming the top lights for the truck through the headlights, and the extra windshield they added there with the smokestacks and everything, as well as the rust details. It's just a really cool casting, and Double Decker is definitely on my top 10 list at number 8. And at number 7, we have the Chrome Gravedigger, Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger, as well as the one that was driven at the Encore under Ryan Anderson. This truck is the first ever 1/64 scale Monster Jam truck that is featuring chrome wrapping on a plastic body with a metal chassis. And this is definitely a historic moment, like I mentioned in my Series 21 review, because this now sets a precedent for future releases of chrome wrapped bodies, which there are a plethora of, and I can't wait to see what else they will come up with for future releases. Hopefully next year in 2022, we do get a chance to see another Chrome Gravedigger, which would be either 25th anniversary Gravedigger or one or both of the 3D 30th anniversary Chrome purple and green Gravediggers. But for now, we have this singular Chrome Gravedigger, which I'm more than happy to have for this year, and definitely it was not expected to be released, by me at least, for this year, but here it is from the Legacy Trucks at number 7. It is a beauty, and it is now reaching Walmart stores, so go check your Walmart shipping trains. You can see them on the display floor if your Walmart carries them, and you might get lucky enough to see this in person. Definitely recommend picking this up and at least checking it out in person before you do, because it is super chrome and looks just like the real truck, and I love the heavy feel from the metal chassis. So there is number 7, Chrome Gravedigger from Dennis Anderson's time in Monster Jam and Ryan Anderson's Encore. And at number 6, this truck was definitely bound to be on my top 10 list of the year. Raw Crustacean making an appearance in the Monster Jam line, even though this body has never even run at a Monster Jam event. And next year, it has been announced that we will be receiving a Lumberjack from Spin Master. And stay tuned for my Series 22 review very soon on that. You can check out my Instagram post as well for the full photo of Lumberjack. But for now, Raw Crustacean on my top 10 list for this year from Bottom Feeder Motorsports. And a huge shout out to both Jordan from the design team at Spin Master and Bob Hagen, Diggers Diecast, for making this possible. This truck turned out far more detailed than I could have ever expected, with the exact same decals and paint color as the real life truck has. And this is my favorite Crustacean body, so to have it in diecast form is just insane. So Raw Crustacean, number 6 on my top 10 list for 2021 Spin Master Monster Jam. And some honorable mentions, I'm going to go through them pretty quickly here. We have 3 this year, and the first one is the Thunderbus. This is a custom design truck by Jordan from Spin Master, all of his own artwork on here with this retro van style with the split paint scheme. So we have the Viking on this side here, and then we have him on this side as well. with a different helmet and facing a unicorn. I just love how this truck turned out. The casting, the fact that they used the mystery machine and changed up the front insert piece to make it differentiated from that. It just looks insane, and we had 2 releases of it as well. So there is Thunderbus for 2021 Spin Master. Honorable mentions, number 1. And then number 2 is Monster Mutt Rottweiler. There's also no way I'm going to leave this off my list because I love how they did the ear casting with the extra fur detail and the BKTs, bronze beadlocks, and black rims. It is probably one of the most accurate Spin Master trucks we've ever seen, and I'm just more than happy to have this in diecast form. Another mention that should be here, even though I didn't have room for it, is Monster Mutt with the same ear casting down with its own ears. But Rottweiler definitely is more detailed, in my opinion, than the Monster Mutt this year. So Rottweiler definitely has to make an appearance on this list. And there it is as my second honorable mention. And then my third honorable mention is a truck that had a casting update in 2020, but was canceled and pushed to 2021, which is Higher Education, a personal one that I pushed for to be fixed. And Jordan did an amazing job adding tons and tons of detail into this with a roof hatch, more basic bus details, the bumpers, the door especially, the front bumper, the stop sign still on the side there in 3D form, and it just looks insane. It looks accurate to the real life truck, and I'm more than happy to have an updated edition in Spin Master Monster Jam so soon after I pushed for an update. So thank you again to Jordan for doing that one especially. And my third honorable mention, and the last one on this list for honorable mentions, is Higher Education. And now entering the top 5. The top 5 truck is Big Kahuna, number 5. With the hot rod body for the 164 scale series. We did receive this in 124 scale last year, and it has now been made into 164 scale for 2021 with the gold rims, gold chassis, and silver roll cage, and of course that brand new hot rod body now in 164 scale with the matte clear coat and dual surfboards on the back as always. This thing looks super, super cool, and I was not expecting, again, for them to do this so soon after the community pushed for it to be in 164 scale. But they did make it possible, and another independent getting a brand new casting on this list. Top 10, Big Kahuna. And at number 4, we have the Burned Zombie from the World Final 16 Encore. One of 2 zombies on my top 10 list, because if you've watched my channel for a while, or you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you know that I've been wanting them to make these zombies forever, and Spin Master went the full measure by making them their own individual castings with their own arms and own details. And this is one of the 2 on this list that deserve this spot for this year. So there is the Burned Zombie with its own casting, the arms reaching up to the head there. They do function, of course, like all zombie arms do. He has a brand new brain, face, and all the detail of the Burned Zombie from that Encore that we barely got to see. So the fact that they got these castings so accurate from photos that are super blurry and super hard to see is just amazing. And it also is part of the Boneyard trucks there, matching the theme of the Boneyard trucks, and Zombie is number 4 in the history books for my channel for the 2021 season right there. And at number 3, it would be a shame to not have this up here on my top 10 list, especially in the top 5. But now at number 3, the top 3, we have Shaker, also known as in the real life events Saigon Shaker, in diecast form for the first time ever. We only have ever had a mini release from Hot Wheels of this, and now it has been made in diecast form by Spin Master with an accurate casting, an accurate soft top insert piece here, and I just love how this truck turned out. The rims, especially the matching of the real life truck to the diecast. And then we have the Shaker logo, which I don't personally think it takes away from not calling it Saigon Shaker. I think they did a really good job making it accurate with what they could. I'm very happy we finally got one, especially this year, for a great lineup of independents. So Saigon Shaker or Shaker is number 3 in my top 10 list. And the final independent on my list for this year is at number 2, the Kraken. I mentioned at the beginning of this year in Series 16 review that this would definitely be on my top 10 list. And all year long, it stayed up there all the way to the end at number 2, because this is the most accurate independent casting Spin Master has ever done. And this is a direct print of Star Creations 3D mold that they made, and they are actually credited on the hood here as they are on the real life truck, Star Creations right there. So this translation from 3D concept, from the scans, from everything they did into diecast form is just mind-blowing, and the rust detail and all of it on this truck is definitely the reason why it's at number 2, and I love this piece still to this day. Kraken will definitely live on in the history books as one of the best castings ever, and there it is at number 2, Kraken from Spin Master Monster Jam. And at number 1, I've said this all year as well, that this would be my top truck, even when I had no idea what it looked like and just had to guess that it was going to be well done. This is the Redneck Zombie, previously called the Biker Zombie, but officially now by the designers called the Redneck Zombie. This is my top truck of the year for singles packs. It is my favorite zombie of the Encore fleet and my favorite Spin Master casting of all time, not including independents. So I am still just mind blown that this exists in the way it does. We have the intestines in 3D form. Both sides have different forms of intestines. We have the legs, the jeans, the bandana across the head, the brain exposed. We have the eyeball popping out of the socket with the beard, and then his stubby arm here with a brand new zombie arm casting for the normal arms, which were requested by the community. So we are slowly phasing these into Zombies World. And I just love how this truck turned out. Also part again of the Boneyard Truck series, and it will live on in my collection as probably one of the best castings and my favorite castings of all time. And I can't wait to see if they do the skeleton and female zombie next year. So we'll see what happens with that. But for the #1 spot of the year, it is the Redneck Zombie, without a doubt. Amazing job, and my favorite truck of this year. And now we're gonna pivot into a special segment of my top 10 list. They're not top 10s, but they are actually top trucks of specific categories. So for the top truck of the Max Contrast series this year, we have Gravedigger. My favorite truck, definitely the black and white series that debuted under Monstrium this year, is Gravedigger, and it just looks super cool. And honestly, they all have their own spot on my list, but Gravedigger definitely took the top spot when I first saw it. I love how it turned out, and Gravedigger definitely is worthy of that position in my opinion. So if you noticed, I did not add these into my main singles packs release because I wanted to do the special segment, and there was also a couple of these I could have made on my top 10 list, but I decided to separate them out. So Max Contrast, the first one up, is Gravedigger, and another Gravedigger takes the spot in the Elementals trucks. My favorite Elementals truck of the year is yet again Gravedigger, this time with the Fire Elemental body with this modified paint scheme, the Gravedigger Green Ghost Flames, and roof here with the orange to yellow gradient. So Gravedigger, another top truck from the Elementals truck series, definitely worthy of it, and I'm very happy that they released this style body, and I can't wait to see what else they do for Gravedigger and future releases of Elementals trucks in Max Contrast. And my top truck from the Sheer Madness series from this year, also from Series 21, without a doubt, is the Son of a Digger. It not only features a super clear body, which I definitely enjoyed seeing, but also the brand new grill print update to Son of a Digger that I've been pushing for years, and it's so awesome to see it finally debuting. So I'm definitely a happy camper here with Son of a Digger from the Sheer Madness series. That is a super cool body, and I just really love how this truck turned out. So Sheer Madness top truck is Son of a Digger. Top truck from the Gears series, from Gears and Galaxies, the Walmart thematic for this year, is the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Without a doubt, the most fitting because these are the astronauts of the Gears and Galaxies world, and I love how they have the helmet on the Mohawk Warrior with the white paint scheme. I also think it looks really good with the white paint scheme in general, and I love the red pinstriping that they added with the American flag. So the top Gears truck for this year is Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. And my top Galaxy truck, I mentioned this in my review, and it's yet another Gravedigger. It is Gravedigger Galaxy. The fact that we're looking at the Earth from the moon here is awesome. I love the Earth in the background behind the haunted house. The Gravedigger ghost there in black and blue with the stars coming out of the eyeballs and the tombstones in white and black. The flames and everything, the way they made it sparkle, and the grim with the stars and stuff in its eyes as well. I just think it's the best looking Galaxy truck, best looking Gravedigger thematic truck, especially in my opinion. And I loved the Galaxy trucks this year. And for the Breaking World Records trucks for Target 164 scale, the last Gravedigger I promised for the top releases of the year for me, it is the Gravedigger from the Breaking World Records series. I just think this is the most accurate looking truck from the fleet, and I love how balanced it is in terms of color and accuracy to real life truck with the flag, of course, as well. So the Breaking World Records truck's top truck for me personally of the 11 that were released is the Gravedigger. And for our chase pieces this year, the Showtime trucks, my top truck out of the 6 possible ones is Dragon. I mentioned this in Series 21. I changed my mind from Black Elk Loco being the top truck of the year for the Showtime trucks to Dragon because of the fact that they added the specialized Feld Fleet or Monstrium Fleet beadlocks there with the gray rims and black beadlocks with BKT tires. It is just awesome how many swaps can be done with this truck for customizers, and I love the chrome shocks and chrome headers as well. And I have to mention something from Dirty to Clean because this truck is just insane. My top truck for the Dirty to Clean color change series is the Team Ments with the updated body color, updated text with the actual gray outline around it, and the bronze rims. I really do hope that eventually we will receive a singles release of Team Ments with these updates because this is completely accurate to how the truck looked like during its time before the World Finals and up to the World Finals, and it's just awesome. And I actually display this on my desk when I'm doing work just because I love looking at all the detail that has been updated on this truck. So Team Ments is my #1 Dirty Clean truck for this year's Double Packs Color Changers. And our last category is the top Superstore truck of the year. And I'm sure everyone expects me to pull this truck into frame and say that it is my favorite truck, but I had a hand in designing this one, so I can't give the top spot of the year just because I feel like that's wrong. Many people might add this as their top truck of the year for the Superstore releases. I can't do that even though I want to. So OCD Meltdown gets an honorable mention for me because I love Taylor's artwork and I love Monstrium's artwork on here, but I can't give it the top spot. But this is my top truck from the Superstore this year, and it is the Santa's Monster Sleigh. I just love the concept, and I'm surprised that it actually ended up being my favorite Superstore truck of the year, because when I first saw the concept, I wasn't completely sold on it, but now that I've had it in my collection for a little while, and it's now released to the public, and the public really reacted well to it, I agree with the consensus that it is probably one of the best Superstore trucks of all time, and the casting is phenomenal. The fact that they modified the chassis for it and added Santa as our driver with the gold leaf, BKT printing, and flames. I really do love this truck, and it's just an awesome release. So Santa's Monster Sleigh gets the top Superstore truck release for my list for this year, and it will wrap up this top 10 / special edition release video for 2021. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you guys don't agree with my opinions, comment below your top 10 lists and your special edition lists in the comments, and I'll check them out and tell you guys my opinions. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. This is Reiner Monstrum OCD, signing out.